game day preview out here at DC Prime. I'm here with some real legends, Gary Clark, Brian Mitchell, and our boy, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss, pulled up and he dressed up for the occasion. He said, we doing a show at a steakhouse. I'm coming fully suited
I
and
told
booted.
Ryan, don't get no ideas. Tanner walking in here suited and booted.
All of a sudden, we all dressed up like the Temptations.
I thought Tanner gonna walk in with
don't get no. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. This was a mistake.
Yo, Tanner did look good in that suit.
I came from somewhere else, so please don't get no ideas for real. I like to dress down.
My hoodie because of Santana. I thought I was going.
Tanner, great to have you, brother.
We got to drive him home and walk him in the house, right?
Great to have you here, Tanner, man. We got the Game Day Live crew here, plus Gary. But Gary, you pulled up to Game Day Live this weekend because we were celebrating one of the best to ever do it. Mr. Art Monk had that number 81 jersey retired into the rafters, man, and you pulled up on Game Day Live. And honestly, it was such a special moment, not only for myself, but everybody here, because we all asked, like, when is the last time y'all all were together doing an interview? Do you remember the last time all three of y'all were together? Because we looked it up and we couldn't find it.
I don't remember. It's a long time ago, quite honestly. But having Art there for that spectacular day, spectacular moment, and to hear him say more than 10 words was nice.
It was like 12.
But it was a spectacular day. And to see all the fans that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the fans came out just for that ceremony. So we had a packed house for the game. And having Art there made the game made the game special.
Definitely made the game special. It wasn't the result we wanted. However, honoring the past is always a great thing. And we were rocking those Super Bowl era jerseys, right? And those are old to y'all. Those are old to the OGs. So from your mouth, did you like those jerseys? Did you think that was like a nice way to honor the past?
You know what? I didn't really pay attention to the jerseys, if I'm gonna be honest.
I believe that.
I got frustrated early, so when I get frustrated, I get mad, and I can't see. I only see black when I'm mad. So, but the tribute to Art was a good thing. Let's stay on. Let's stay on that. The tribute to Art was a great thing, spectacular. It was a great moment, and seeing my boy Ricky Sanders coming to town for it as well, seeing Slick Rick there, it was great to have the trio back together, and it was really spectacular. It really was.
And it wasn't just the jersey retirement. You guys had event after event. And just seeing all the different people that showed up for y'all was really dope. And B-Mitch, I know you had an interesting vantage point being Lil Bro in that regard. Looking at them as Little Bro. We look at you like Big Bro, but you got to be Little Bro in that moment. How dope was it to be able to be a part of it?
It was great. You know, Jerry's right. Art don't say much. He's a man of action. But, you know, just seeing him being honored, you know, it's amazing how a person can be just a quiet person and someone find a negative in that. And I think a lot of media people, even the Hall of Fame, found negative in that, where he wasn't trying to dismiss no one. He just wasn't a talker. Gary talks a lot. You know, I talk a lot. Ricky didn't talk a lot either. You know, they perform. But the ultimate thing is, you know, he's a player. And you look at this man, when he left this game, he had caught more passes than anybody in the history of the NFL at that moment. Former running back who changed to be a receiver. You always ask the question about what was his signature move? Well, if it's 3rd and 17, he ran an 18-yard route and he caught it on you no matter how tight you were. If it was 3rd and 7, he would run that same route. You know he's always run, and he got open all the time. And if you couldn't stop him, then that's his signature move. But the thing I love about him is that, you know, he was a character guy on and off the field. A lot of people try to be leaders by talking, even if they're not talkers. All he did was go out there and show. He did what he did, and if you paid attention, you would learn how to become a pro. You learn how to be a guy who could be exceptional. He was consistent in the way he did it every day, and I think that's what I picked up from him. Go out there every day and do the same thing, and you'll see what happens.
And Tanner, when you look at this new ownership, because you've been here around a long time, and you've seen this new ownership retire not one, but 2 Legends jerseys, honoring the past, making sure they take that time to do that in a very short amount of time. How important is it for new ownership to come in and do things like that, honor the past? You've been honored as well, entering the Ring of Fame. I know that has to be special to y'all, because I'm sure there was times when you're like, dang, is this ever going to happen?
Yeah, I think it's great just how they're, I guess you can say, meshing the old with the new. One of the things that I always appreciated is seeing guys like B and Gary around when I was playing. I came from that. The University of Miami, them doors was wide open. Like, I remember being in meetings and the meeting was interrupted on certain weeks. If Lamar Thomas was he was in the building, or Michael Irvin was in the building, they would interrupt the meetings, like the wide receiver meetings, like, Coach, let me get a word. And like, you will understand right there how much this game that we getting ready to prepare for mean to these guys. And I remember Lamar Thomas talking about the Florida State chant. And I remember him talking about, look, bro, when y'all hear that chant, start bobbing y'all heads. Let them know that that's y'all song, because that's how much I want y'all to be dominating them, that chant is y'all zoned out. Y'all don't even care about that chant and all that stuff. So seeing these guys around here when I got here, it reminded me of the things that I experienced at home in Miami. So I love the fact that I saw them, but it wasn't a lot of them that I saw. And so I always scratched my head wondering, what was going on. But when the new ownership got into play and you start seeing Darryl Green around more, you start hearing them that he was recognizing all these guys. And, Joe Theismann was a guy who was always around as well. I thought it was special, because not only you're allowing the guys who are playing now to understand what it's like to be able to compete for that trophy that all those guys won. They able to share some of those stories. They able to be able to connect, on a different level. You know what I mean? And be able to kind of give them that guidance or some encouraging words at times, just to go out there and be special. And you don't even have to say much to certain players who get it. You can just be around and they'll get it. Yeah. They'll know that, it's special to have these guys in our presence. So I think it's tremendous what our organization is doing. I think it's tremendous what they're trying to do with getting back to RFK. It's so many different things that they are doing that is, is going to be great for the fan base, but also for the players.
But I think what it is this. You can have fans say something. You can have coaches say something. People in the front office. But when a former player comes in and says it to another player,
it means different.
It hits a different way. And for me, I've always looked at, like, in my family, I got 4 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the baby. So I learned the ways of my family by them. So when I got into high school, I learned from the seniors. We got to college, you start learning from the upperclassmen and stuff. You get to the NFL, I learned from Gary Art and those type of guys. The coaches say what they want to say, but when they told me something, I learned. When Monty Coleman told me, look, man, we don't wear sleeves up here. And I was like, what? And I saw his 25-inch arms, and I said, we don't wear sleeves up here. That's what I'm talking about. It made an impact on me, and I just think that's the same thing Tanner's talking about. When you see those guys around and you form like relationships with them, it breaks up some of the monotony, man. Just like when your mom and dad tell you something, it doesn't hit you immediately. But if your brother told you it, you're like, oh, okay, cool, because you probably look up to your brother more than you do your dad, because y'all closer. Mm-hmm. Although your dad controls everything.
And you don't want to let those guys down, too. I mean, don't get me wrong, like some of those teams that I was on back in them days, we couldn't compare to what the franchise was before when it comes to winning those championships. But individually, you always tried to set the standard of what those guys kind of set. You want to kind of play off of that energy that they left on the field, or that energy that they left with you, with having that conversation or sharing that little powwow. And I remember Gary a lot of times, man, he would go out his way and speak to me, and that meant the world. It meant the world to me, because I looked at it as like, man, he ain't got to say nothing to me, because a lot of guys kind of look down on guys who doing what they did. They don't like to talk to those guys as much. But I used to take it and like, you know what, man, he went out his way to say something to me, and he don't know. I was a fan. I was a kid that watched these guys go out there and do what I was doing now, and they was my motivation then, and he was even my motivation now by sharing those words with me.
Gary, did you know you were making that impact in that moment, or you just doing what you do, just being a good
mentor? I mean, I saw how talented Santana was. I just don't talk to anybody. I'm just not that way. I saw how talented Santana was, and I saw how he played the game and how special he was. And you just knew that his numbers were going to be great and spectacular. Like, you knew he was going to be one of the top receivers ever in Redskin history. I mean, now Commanders history. You knew that. And I wanted to come up and see what he was about. And once I met him, saw how he was, he's kind of like Art in a lot of ways, in terms of like, he's silent, but he's a little more flashy than Art on the field when it actually comes to doing stuff. But in terms of like bragging about it, you never hear him like bragging about it in the press or in the papers or anything like that. I mean, he's kind of quiet like Art in that way. He just I'm gonna let my actions show you how good I am. Then he's gonna shoot the fingers at you. Don't get me wrong. He gonna let you know that he's him. He's gonna shoot those fingers at you. But I mean, I just enjoy seeing guys who come out to play the game the way it's meant to be played. And that meant to be played is spectacular, and that's what he does. Every time you come in and you're Cowboy Killer. When you get that nickname to you, I was like, I want to see who the Cowboy Killer is. And he lived up to everything that was spoke about him. He's a beast.
Man, that was special right there, man. Give it up for these gentlemen right here. We out here at DC Prime kicking it. And as much as I know that Tanner just loves when the attention's on him and we're just talking about Tanner, I'm going to move on because I know he hates that so much. But the attention is on you a little bit, Tanner, when we on Game Day Live because we sit together and break it down. And that's what we do here. We break it down a little bit, kind of like we used to do at the bars on the road. So, Tanner, I'm going to start with you if that's okay. Because it's a big deal. Marcus Mariota's back starting again. Jaden Daniels a little bit banged up. But we see Marcus Mariota step to the plate a time or two already this season. What do you expect to see from him Sunday night against Detroit?
Well, I want to see this team, first of all, rally around him. I think one of the things that we have to understand is that whoever is out there, they out there for a reason. And Mariota he's been out there enough this year for these guys to go out there and kind of rise to the challenge, man, rise to the opportunity. Mariota, to me, when I watched this guy play throughout these years, I'm almost in awe just saying, like, man, he still can do it. And we didn't know this was going to be his faith coming into this season, that he's going to have as many opportunities. But last year, he showed us that he was capable, more than capable, of going out there and leading his team. So I just want to see the guys rally behind him. But I think he's going to go out there and rise and know that, man, look here, this is a privilege for me to be this far in my game, this long in this league, to be able to still go out here and lead a team. And me and Fred were just talking about this the other day. Arguably, he might be one of the best backups in the game. Now, you look at Flacco and some of the things he's doing. I don't know if you consider Flacco a backup because he's out there doing it as a starter week in and week out. But Mariota has that in him. So I want to see those guys really rally, man, and say, let's go out here and do the best we can to make sure he looks good.
And Beamish, he's a great leader. He knows this offense. And we've talked about it a lot, how he impacts the rushing attack. And our rushing attack, we're going to need to lean on that against the Detroit team that's one of the best against the rush. How do you see Marcus Mariota affecting the run game and allowing guys like Bill and company to get over?
Well, I think he's shown already that you can't say, well, don't worry about the quarterback because Jaden is in there. We watched him run those big runs. We saw him last year against Dallas have a big run, okay, to help us win that football game. The whole thing about Mariota is this. He needs the same thing I said Jaden needs. He needs a running game to support him. He needs a game plan that's going to allow him to do his absolute best. And he needs protection from the offensive line. And I think going into a game like this, and I've been saying this for the last 2-3 weeks, everybody got to look in the mirror and talk to that man in the mirror. You know, Michael Jackson, come up. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. And find out what you could do better. Have you been doing enough? And try to bring that to the field. I say a lot of little stuff I heard along the way, and people think it's funny, but you know what? It's truth. Jaden makes everybody better. Pat Mahomes makes everybody better. Pat Mahomes, Jaden Daniels are quarterbacks. It's the most dependent position in all of sports. A quarterback can't start a play without a center. He can't hand it off to himself. He can't throw it to any. He can't just throw it out there and go catch it. He's not McDonald on a commercial. Okay? They need people to help them do their job. And everybody else have to go up there and live their job out to the fullest. And if you do that, then now that special quarterback can be spectacular if you help him out. But when you think, oh, he's great, we could sit back and not do our job, you put stress on him. You make him try to do more. And when he tries to do more, he puts himself in harm's way.
And it gets a little tougher for Marcus Mariota, Gary, because Terry is out yet again, but you need guys like Debo and Ertz to step up. You've been in those shoes before, too, when your number was called and you had to fill in. What are you expecting from Debo, Zach Ertz, and the rest of the guys out there?
I expect him to do just that. I mean, to this day, I hate when people say injuries cost you football games. If you're a professional football player, you're supposed to be a player who's ready to start at any time, given the moment. Most stars in the NFL at some point in time did not start. They was on second team when they first came into the league. It took me 5 games before I started. I was on second team. But the key is when you're injured, the people that replace you should be as good or better than you are. That's why you should always be preparing yourself to make sure that nobody takes your job, because the person behind you should be just as good or better, just like a Ricky Sanders, just as good as me, just as good as Art, just what it was. And we saw that, so we worked a lot harder to make sure that he did not take our job because he was so good. He ended up taking somebody else's job because he was so good. But, I mean, I think the leadership has to come from the players, starting with the quarterback. If I'm Mariota, I'm going to talk to my offensive linemen. I'm going to talk to my receivers. I'm going to make sure that they're prepared. And the first way I'm going to do that is make sure when practice is over, I'm going to stay after practice and make sure that we're all on the same page and they understand what is expected of them, what is expected of them to do, and make sure that they're prepared to go out there and do those things. Like certain players, you shouldn't have to tell them to come work after practice. I guarantee you, if Santana was playing today, I could go out to practice. Practice is over. Santana is still working on his own craft on stuff when practice is over. For another 15, 30 minutes to maybe even an hour, he's working on himself. Because if you're playing professional football and you don't want to be the guy, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something is wrong with you. If you don't want to be the guy, Tanner comes there. Tanner wants to be the best receiver in Redskin history. As soon as he got there, when he was with the Jets, he wanted to be the best receiver in Jets history. If you don't have that determination, that's a problem. So what I'm hoping is Mariota seems like the type of guy who's going to go around and tell the guys, all right, now it's time to play, because it's a perfect opportunity for people who haven't been playing to play, make their mark in the league, and become the starter in the league. At the end of the day, I mean, his job should be like, I'm the backup quarterback, but I'm not telling myself I'm a backup to any damn body.
Yeah. True.
If I'm him, I'm thinking about taking Jaden's job. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people may not want to hear that, but if I'm the player, nobody likes sitting on the bench. I don't care who you are. If you like sitting on the bench, you need to go to hell on. I don't want you on my team.
Straight up.
I don't want you on my team. If you like sitting on the bench, I don't want you on your team. I want you trying to take my job. Because that's the type of players that you need to win football games. Once we get that type of mindset, once they get that mindset and that understanding, we're going to be a hard team to beat, because we got quality players on the team. The first few games show that. We have quality players. We have a quality team. You have to remind ourselves that you got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, somebody else will.
Yeah.
That's what's happened in the last few games. Other people just put in more work than we have. Now we have to step up to the plate and put in more work and get it done. And run the table. Run the table so we can talk shit at the end of the day. Period.
And B, when I hear Gary talk like that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think about on our defensive side of the ball, a guy like Mikey Sanders, who wants to be the best on our team. And when he played Detroit in the playoffs, 2 interceptions. He was a rookie and did that. Now he steps into another role because a guy in Marshawn Lattimore is out for the season. I'm not completely sure how that affects Mikey's role. However, we've seen him play outside. We've seen him play inside. Man, how big of a game is this for not only Mikey, but our entire secondary?
It's a huge game for the secondary, but just what Dan Quinn talked about this week, where these guys have shown they have the ability to make the play, but they are trying to make the play at times when you shouldn't. Guys have to learn that in football, when you're trying to make the big play, you're going to probably make a mistake.
Yeah.
If you consistently do what you're supposed to do, you will get the opportunity to make plays. Like I tell people this, I say, listen, we talk about we don't have a lot of turnovers, but Mikey has probably a half of the turnovers we have.
3 of them.
So he's shown he's very good. But when you have other guys not doing their jobs, guys of his ilk, guys of a guy like a Jaden's ilk, what they try to do is do more. And when you try to do more, you try to do somebody else's job, you normally make more mistakes. So if they just realize this, play your job to the best of your ability, every person on that team. And if you keep doing that, you know what somebody's going to do? Like, I'm going to use this example. Princeton doesn't have the best athletes every year in the NCAAs. But Princeton always do that same boring offense. And what happens? That athletic defense eventually get a little overly aggressive and make a move, and boom, Princeton goes back door and have an easy layup over and over again. Why? Because they consistently do their thing and they make you want to make a play. So what we have to understand on defense and even on offense.
Yeah.
Just consistently make the play. If I can get 4 yards every play, I'm getting 4 yards. If I do it 3 times, it's a first down, right? So why am I trying to take a 4-yard play, reverse field, and lose 6, and then get tackled for a loss? Mm-hmm. It just comes down to doing it consistently. And I had to learn that as a return man. You know, I'll be in games and they hadn't kicked to me, so you know what I start thinking? I'm catching this one no matter what. And I ended up on the back of my head because I got hit in the chest. And I had to do Joe Howard Johnson. He said, hey, man, just keep running it like you do. You're going to break them. And things started to happen for me. So a lot of these guys, they want to be the guy, but just consistently do what you want to do, and you'll have the opportunity to go out there and become what you want to be.
And Tana, we understand the gravity of this game, especially for a team like Detroit. They lost to us in the playoffs. They were not supposed to lose to us. They got a little bit of extra motivation. And you understand that as a player on this side, man. How do you keep games like this from becoming too big and just keeping it about the main thing, which is football?
I mean, I think everybody on this level understand that they didn't get here by overstressing about something. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, it's been a long journey for everybody to actually become a pro. So just imagine yourself going down that journey and thinking every year, I got to become pro. I got to become pro. It's impossible. You're not going to become pro. So when you're looking at a team that has had, you know, been dealt the card they was dealt last year when they came facing us, I'm not sure if they using that to be motivated by or not. You know what I mean? But I think for us, we should have that kind of mindset, knowing that, hey, this is what we did, this is what we displayed. We actually changing, I guess you could say changing spots almost, because last year they came into that game beat up. We come into this game beat up. And you know Dan Campbell is not going to feel sorry, because we didn't feel sorry for them. Nope. They actually went out there and competed for a while with us, you know what I mean? So I think they care less, and I also believe we care less. I think they're both coached by 2 great coaches. And so all the players should know, man, the only thing I have to do is just do what I do. You know, we can't come into this game pressing. That's one of the main things I always talk about. You can't press, because when you press, that's when mistakes happen. That's when you don't do your assignment. That's when you have those hiccups. But they can't come into this game pressing about what happened last year. Last year is last year. There's no season or year like the other. All they can do is handle what they have in front of them. And I think right now it's us against them. And we haven't been looking pretty well. They lost last week. Somebody got to win.
You should see our Game Day Live producer, Maddie, just smiling and just nodding with confidence of a proud mom as you just spit, bro. You already in Game Day form, baby. We love that. Now, Tana, I'm going to put you on the spot as our guest. Do you know who the legend of the game is Sunday? Do you know? It's okay to not know.
No, I don't know.
It's Brian Mitchell.
Oh,
our brother, Brian Mitchell.
B. Mitchell in the house.
Yes. Our brother, B. Mitch, will be the legend of the game. Now, Tana, let me ask you another question. Do you know who B. Mitch's first career touchdown was against?
Return.
No.
It was against Detroit.
Detroit?
Yes.
I should have known you were setting me up for it.
Now, you do know the answer to this one because we spoke about it because I had to check. Washington, at the crib, at home, is 22-1.
Yes.
Which of you 3 is that one at home?
You want me to raise my hand?
That is wild to think about,
That
fellas.
sucks, man.
That's terrible. That's all our producer told me. That was like, oh, man, that's wild.
Good thing I ain't played the game by myself.
Exactly. Amen to that. Amen to that. If you did, that might have been 23-0. So, fellas, when you look at that, right, and look at the dominance that we've been able to have at home, we got to keep that tradition going, man. Do y'all remember y'all times playing Detroit? Because y'all were both a part of these 22 wins.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember y'all times against Detroit? And B, what stands out, man?
I remember. Look, it's 1991. I am now the punt returner because in that body bag game the year before, Joe Howard Johnson and Walter Stanley got hurt. And this is the first game of the season, and Barry Sanders wasn't playing. But they came in thinking they were going to do some things, and we beat them 45-0. And I can remember the first punt that came to me. My thing was all I remember is Wayne Sevier saying that hole will not stay open all day. And I came through the hole, and there was a guy, number 94 or 7, I think it was. He was a big boy. And I put the shoulder pads on and ran through and went into the end zone. And it was like the first time I get a chance to be the main guy. I ran the touchdown. And now I'm overly excited. Just like my first kickoff return my rookie season, I took it to the house in preseason. We beat them 45-0. And then I recall we have them in the playoffs. And they like, Barry Sanders back now. I'm like, he's not 45 points good. And I had Charlie Drayton. Oh, you can't be talking like that. I said, why not? I mean, our defense is special. Our offense is damn good. And special team, we bringing it. Barry Sanders back, he can't play all of us. We beat him 41-10. So 85-10, we beat them. No, 86-10, we beat them in that year. So, I mean, people got to understand, I was never a guy that played football without having confidence.
Yeah.
And I think Coach Gibbs understood that early. Charlie had to understand that. But when you go out on the field with guys that believe in themselves, and that's the main thing I remember from 1990, 1991, 92, those guys believed in themselves. Everybody. Hell, Ron Middleton and Terry Orr were not the most athletic guys in the world. But what they did it every play consistently. So I just feel like this team got to get to the same point. And you'll have that same type of game against them where you go out there, when they walked on the field, they didn't care who they had. We're going to beat that ass, point blank.
Sound like a true legend of the game. And Gary, he sound like a true Hall of Famer, man. And, you know, since we got the spotlight on him because we talking about the legend of the game, I feel like we can't talk about the Hall of Fame enough. My boy need to be in there, man. He's already made it past another round like he always does. And we want to see him get to that finish line. Let's give it up for him real quick because we got to keep putting that into the air because I can't wait for all of us to be celebrating B. Mitch's Hall of Fame. Gary, seeing him get this honor, get this love, how much does that mean to you as what he calls you his big bro?
Like you said, it's long overdue. Anytime at your position and when you finish, you're in your career, you're all time at that position, it's a no-brainer. You're supposed to go into the hall. I mean, it's just what it is. It's I don't care if you ever talk to the press, you never talk to the press. You talk to the press all the time. If you're the all-time leader, when you finish up your career in NFL history, I'm sorry, you're supposed to be in. So at some point in time, he's definitely getting in. Hopefully it's going to be this time around that he gets in and we get to share the love. And I get to go up, to Canton.
I will be there.
Be there too.
We're doing a bike ride to get there.
I ain't no bike
Not
ride.
me.
I don't know about that, but I'll be there.
No bike rides, please.
Man, it'll be great to celebrate B. Mitch, and this is great. It's going to be great to see you out there being a legend of the game, B. I ain't going to ask you outside you all because I already know you geeked up, man. I already know you've been working out, ready to be waving that flag, whatever they're going to have you doing out there. But one thing I do know you're excited for, B, and I'm excited for, Gary. I'm not sure if you're going. I'm sure you are. Tana, I know you're going to be there too. We're going to be in Spain, bro. We're going to be in Madrid, man. The next time you see us, we're going to be looking like Spain. We're going to be smelling like Spain because we won't be back, I think, till the following Tuesday when we do a little special DC Prime before Thanksgiving, so we don't take up y'all Thanksgivings on a Thursday. But fellas, Madrid, to end the show right now so we can eat good. Tan, I'm going to start with you, man. What are you most excited about to be in Madrid?
You know what? I don't even know. I can't even say. I think, just a chance to go over there. I think, I'm one of those guys that I've been many places, and that's one that I haven't. And so before the season, with everything riding high, everything looking promised when it comes to what we did last year, I was looking forward to going there and being one of the teams that's considered fighting to be in the playoff berth this year. So that's where my mind was at, man. I cared less about what was over there. I wanted to be going over there and playing a meaningful football game against the Miami Dolphins. I'm not sure if we can say that game is going to be meaningful. I think for us, pride and everything else is going to be on the line. But I think when it comes to just being able to go over there, that's the thing I'm looking for the most. I can't tell you if it's going to be somewhere I want to see the most because I don't know. I don't know nothing about Madrid or Spain. So
I didn't know you never been.
Never been. No, I've been to Europe but haven't been there. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, that's special, man.
So everything going to be a new, first for me. So I have to lean on some of you guys who've been to show me around.
We're going to eat good, that's for sure. B, I know you excited about eating good. What else you excited about?
I'm going there for a win. I mean, after we beat Detroit, then we go beat them.
There we go.
We're sitting at 5
like
and 6. And now we can begin to start thinking about some illustrious things. But, once you get there, I think the whole thing, I want to give me some, what's this drink I told you today?
Sangria?
I want some sangria. I mean, if you want the best, you go to where it's made. So I want some sangria, and I want to see What's the dude? Something Daddy gonna be produced at
Oh,
halftime?
Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee. I want to check him out.
Someone told me to check out a bullfight too. They got bullfighting over there or something like that.
If you ever never seen one,
I never seen one. They
it's
told
a
me to go
little,
check
it's
it
a
out.
little testy for you.
Yeah, they told me
I'll
to
just
check
say
it out.
I
that.
done seen a rodeo. Is it kind of similar?
The bullfight is way more gruesome than
told me to check the
damn.
bullfight.
It's
I'll take your
gruesome.
word for it.
But but it's just like anytime you can go and experience new cultures, I want to do it. So I've been to Barcelona, haven't been to Madrid. Barcelona was very, very fire. So I hope Madrid can match that.
Gary, you pulling up to Spain?
No, I'm gonna be in College Park representing the Commanders in College Park.
Hey, we need that too. We need that
That's what I'll
too.
be doing. I'll be
I'll FaceTime you, Gary.
I'll be representing you guys here. But I think every game is an important game for the Commanders moving forward. We went out, and I think we can. I think we can win every game. But you got to win out one game at a time, but understanding we need to win out to make sure that we're in the playoffs and do the same thing we did last year, but take it one step further, of course. But I'm enjoying watching these guys in Spain. They'll send me pictures. They'll send me FaceTime. They'll make fun of me because I'm not there, but it's okay. I'll be in College Park.
We'll hold you down. We'll hold you down.
Hold it down.
I'll be in College
Hold it
Park
down for
eating.
you.
Hey, Commanders family, if you are in the DMV, if you decide to stick around, it's okay. We'll be putting out content all week long. The whole crew's coming out there. We are putting out content. We'll be doing a game day live. I don't remember the time local off the top of my head right now, but maybe they'll put like a lower third or something down here that explains all that. But before then, we going to be
8
back
a.m.
at the
local?
crib.
8 a.m. local.
8 a.m.?
8 a.m. local.
8 a.m. local. We know y'all gonna watch because y'all the best fans in the
Eastern,
NFL.
yeah.
We know y'all gonna tune in. We know y'all gonna set your alarms at 7:30, get your coffee, and watch your favorite guys right here on Game Day Live. But before that, we still gotta take on the Detroit Lions. We'll be at the crib at Northwest Stadium. Maddie, we going live at 3 p.m., right? 3 p.m. Eastern time, we will be live for Game Day Live. So make sure you tune in. And make sure you tune into the Commanders YouTube every single day because we drop in content after content after content. For the best guys in the world, Gary Clark, Brian Mitchell, Santana Moss pulling on us looking fly. Got the shades on looking good, my boy.
Look who just showed up. Look who just showed up.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The boy, Fred Smoot. Hey, Fred, come send us out on these mics real quick. You ain't gonna pull up right here? Come on. You already on the spot now. You might as well come up. Come on. We ain't ending the show till you pull up. Fred gonna end it only the way he knows how. Loud. My brother.
He gonna end it like it's the only way he know how. Loud.
Fred Smoot, my brother. We've been here celebrating, talking about Detroit. How excited. Hey, give that round of applause, my brother. It's looking good, boy.
Came here looking like a new man.
You know what I'm saying? Fred, get on one of these mics and talk to the people, man.
I'm gonna give my
Send us out
seat
the
up.
right way.
That's Fred Smoot. Take my
Yeah,
seat.
look at that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we improv here. We go on the fly here, right? That's the beauty of DC Prime.
I came to chill, eat, and drink. I didn't come to work.
You're not working. You're not getting paid. Don't worry about it.
You right about
We
that.
put you on the
only work
spot
when you
right
get
now,
paid for
Fred. You missed the fired up. B. Mitch will be our legend of the game.
All
Give a
right,
message
all
to
right.
the best fans in the NFL
Here go the question.
on how to get a.
B. Mitch, how you gonna wield the spear? And don't you tuck your jersey in like D. Green did. Don't you
If
do
they
that.
want me to do the spear, I can throw it like a javelin. I can land it right on the 50. I'll land it right on the 50-yard line. You doing the spear?
Fred, you're
Who,
doing
me?
the spear. You didn't even know.
Don't stab yourself.
It's a chance.
Yo,
It's a
come on,
good
you
chance.
didn't know you were doing the spear.
I did not know I was doing
That is insane, Fred.
this. I'm doing the spear. Huh?
Don't do too much at the tailgate. We know you like to kill that game day live.
Yeah,
We need you to be safe,
I'm
my
most
brother.
definitely drinking at the
What was the
tailgate.
guy
Have
on,
some fun.
Give a message to the fans on our way out, bro.
Man,
I
just
forgot
understand
his name.
that you
I know
can't
who
give
you
up
talking
on the season. Of course, we lost a lot of guys. You got to understand that it gives these other guys a chance to make a name for themselves. And these are games that we win. The ones that we not supposed to, we'll show up and we'll beat this team. I know this team pissed by how we treated them in the playoffs, but hey, show up for these guys, man. We still got a chance to finish this season real strong.
That's the way we end. Game Day Preview Podcast. We out here at DC Prime. Shout out to everybody at DC Prime. Shout out to my brother Glenn right there who tunes in every single day to our channel, man. And we out of this thing. Let's go eat good so Fred can do what he wanted to do. Eat and drink.
I'm throwing the spirit.
Hey,